Have you ever felt like a fraud in your own success? Any moment, people will find out that you are not as competent as they might be thinking. And this is something called as imposter syndrome. However, people think that this is a limiting belief. This is seen something as a weakness, something as negative. How about you take a different approach and look at it in a different light? If this can be your biggest asset and you can actually turn it around and use it as your biggest way of making things happen in a much better manner. And what if you can actually make this as your greatest advantage as a leader? Let's see how this works. There is a strategic advantage to it and inner growth, and both these things are very much essential if you want to grow your business. So think about it. When there is certain amount of self-doubt, when there is certain amount of question, a curiosity, when harnessed it in a conscious manner, you can actually start thinking in a different manner than otherwise that you would have been thinking. For example, if you think that this is great, everything is fine, this is how it's supposed to be, and you made conclusions about everything. Now, once you have made conclusions, that means you have stopped looking, you have stopped seeking. That means you have curbed the possibility of what could otherwise happen in terms of growth in all different aspects. But when there is certain amount of doubt, there is always a sense of you asking questions, you looking for certain answers, you seeking what is not clearly visible to you. So when this kind of self-doubt is harnessed in a conscious manner, not going on in a rant in a negative fashion and you becoming toxic to yourself and other people, not like that. But when it is harnessed in a conscious manner, in an awareness factor, then it can actually become your biggest asset. I have worked with people, CEOs and everyone who constantly feel this imposter syndrome in big meetings, in decision-making rooms, etc. Not because they are not sure about their competence, they are coming from a negative place, but because they deeply care, they want to think beyond, and they constantly question what can be done better. So there is a very thin line in this. If you still feel that there is certain amount of self-doubt, there are certain things that are not working well, so that thin line comes over here where you need to understand that can I harness this consciously and with full awareness, how you can actually make it work for the betterment of yourself, for the team and the business, instead of you getting in a mode where you feel completely negative and you just go on in a loop feeling, oh, that is not working, this person is bad, that is bad, etc. So this is the thin line you need to first identify and then segregate what is it that you need to go ahead with and what is it that you need to discard. So when these kind of things, when many people think that this is a confidence issue, whereas think about this, understand this context clearly. If you do not have the clarity but you have full-on confidence, what is going to happen? So let's say you are not able to see properly and you are walking straight and there is a glass door, so obviously you are going to clash, and what is going to happen after that? But let's say you have clarity and then you have the required level of confidence that is needed for you to complete that action in hand. So you are going to do it fabulously, isn't it? So confidence without clarity is a disaster. And many people think that having self-doubt or having imposter syndrome or things like this is a sign of weakness, is a sign of confidence issue. Maybe not. In fact, when it is harnessed in a very conscious manner, it leads to better decision making, can lead to better empathy and real innovation, because you are constantly looking, you're constantly seeking, and you are not drawing conclusions unnecessarily where it is not required. You are not afraid to take risks because you know that somewhere, even if something is not working right, even if you try it again and do it again, you will succeed. Overall, when you are feeling this kind of self-doubt, this kind of those small little hits within you or these kicks within you, typically when you're about to make any decision, etc., always remember this. Just because somebody has told you that this is a sign of weakness, this self-doubt is not good, etc., just change your approach, change your thought process and approach it in a manner that is actually going to help you and actually going to benefit your business. So harness this so-called weakness, the self-doubt or the imposter syndrome factor, and harness it consciously to make the changes that you really want to to make. Constantly seek and grow and succeed in whatever you want to. Thank you so much. Namaskaram.